going to create through them a couple that can show the millennium generation that love never fails. Now you should be doing, you should be doing better. Now put your hands together. Love never fails. We live in a society where relationships don't have any substance anymore. We're only in it when it feels good, and as soon as it stops feeling good, we bail out on one another. But this couple, and the backdrop is that they just called one day and said, we're drowning, and we're ready to call it quits. You're our last option. And the first day they came in for counseling, it looked just like that. A desperate situation. But then something happened. And we're going to share it today because it can bless other people. It can bless other couples and individuals who are at your last, at your rope's end. But before you throw in a towel, try Jesus. So we began this journey, this process called the change process, in which God has blessed me to create it. We're putting it now in a manual form and video form, DVD and all that, to bless couples and all across America. And this will be the model couple that I will be using as the proof text that it works. So Byron, I want you to, in your own words, describe the beginning session. When you first walked in the door, how you had your arms folded and you were kind of hardcore, didn't want to listen.
Okay. So the first week, well, I just put it like this. Most men don't like to put their business out in the streets. You know, they don't want to be open and, you know, tell other people about their problems. Most of the time they just want to deal with it themselves and, you know, not get anybody involved. So for the longest, she's always wanted to do counseling, get someone to help, and I've always said no. And like you said, it got to the point to where it was all or nothing, and I'd rather go put my all in and just walk away. So at the end of the day, you know, I didn't want to do it, but for a second I just thought about my kids, my two girls. We got one on the way, so. In my eyes, it wasn't worth it to just walk away and not put up a fight. So I went in with my ears open and an open mind, open heart, and it paid off.
Amen. Thank you. Byron has a recurring situation that reoccurs over and over again in the African American community. It's men who have become fathers, future husbands, but have never been fathered. Let me say it again.
All right.
It's like a pastor being a pastor who's never been pastored. It makes an assignment complex and difficult. Byron was trying to figure out how to be a man and a father, a future husband, without ever having the role model before him to walk the steps out before him. Thank God that the change process was able to give him what he needed. Now, so beginning with that, the change process, the first step is the letter C. Won't you, in your own words, describe the first step, the C step?
The first step is C. C is for communication. The main thing, relationship needs, something that we did not have. Without communication, you really have nothing. Like we don't understand each other. We on two different pages. It causes a lot of issues. The next one is commitment. Something that you also need. Because if you're not committed, then that drives you to quitting. So I'm glad he stayed committed and came to counseling because it made a big change in this relationship. And the last one is coming clean. Coming clean with your past, coming clean with all the problems you ever had, and not dumpster dive. I have learned that dumpster diving in a relationship.
The time was just like you just introduced him to a new phrase that you learned in counseling, so you got to define what dumpster diving is.
Dumpster diving is bringing up the past. Something I had a huge issue on. As a person who went through a lot, of course, you're going to always bring up what has happened in the past. And I've learned that that causes a lot of problems. So I've learned not to dumpster dive. Leave the past in the past and move on so you can have a better future.
Now, the dumpster diving concept originated from this because every session we would have to start over from scratch. You keep bringing up what happened, so we could make progress. So just the spirit of the Lord, we sit at the desk, and I said, okay, I'll tell you what, Byron, write down every mistake you've ever made. Just write down all your junk. Just come clean. Just write it all down. Then you write down all your stuff. So they wrote it down, and then she thought she was to read his stuff. I said, no, y'all follow me. We went outside, and this was when all the hurricane stuff, so it was real stinky outside. So we went outside, we walked to the back dumpster, and I ripped up the notes and threw them in the dumpster. I said, now if you want it, go in the dumpster and die for it. Because when you keep bringing the past, it stinks. And no one in their logical mind is going to come back up here at midnight and dump in a dumpster to find out what he or she wrote. But that's what it is. When you keep bringing up the past, you're dumpster diving. And you're not allowing the Spirit of God to move you forward. So the next step was H. Define the H step.
H is habits. It be good habits, bad habits, and hazardous habits. And in a relationship, you have to weed out those issues and be able to, again, like the first process, communicate and talk about the habits, whether they're good, bad, or hazardous. And the first thing that's needed is to get to completely take away all hazardous habits, everything that could cause your relationship to crumble and come to an end. And we had to, it took a while, but we had to sit down and discuss every habit, everything that we didn't like, everything that we liked, everything that could be hazardous, and it kind of rolled back to the whole communication process of just being able to talk about it and have that understanding to where we don't go through those same things over and over again.
Right. Go back to you. CHA. What's the A?
A is assuming responsibilities.
Say it again. Say it real loud.
Assuming responsibilities. And I had a lot of dirt in my past, so I had to be man enough to I guess you could say change who I am. Change not necessarily the person who I am, but change the way I think as far as the lifestyle that I used to live, the things that I used to do, the people I used to hang with, and just weed out the people that weren't right for the situation that I'm in. And it's just you have to take responsibility of what you do.
Talk, man, talk.
Be able to change and be able to accept that and move from it. Because if you use it as excuses and use it as a reason as to why you can't change, you'll never get anywhere.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. So by now we've made great strides now, because now there's a trust level between me and they're beginning to open up and really communicate with one another and accept the process and trust the process. So CHAN, define the N step.
N is for never giving up. Something that I also had to learn. Going through so much, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm tired, I'm done, I'm ready to give up. As long as you have that strength, that faith, that belief in you, that it will work, and you keep praying that it does work, you'll get to the step of never giving up. Prime example, I never gave up, and we here now, and we better than ever.
CHANG. G.
G is for setting goals. Without goals, you won't know your next step. You need a plan. a master plan. And it also goes back to communication, because that's something in a relationship you have to do together. If you set plans and goals separately, then you'll forever stay on the same, well, different pages. So we had to sit down, we set goals, and for that, each goal that we set, we had to set example, or we had to set a plan for that goal to help us. It'll pretty much lay an easy track for it, easy going. And communication did that. I believe I always set goals, but I also learned that I set it for myself. I didn't set it for me and him. I didn't set it for a family. I just set it for me. So once we sat down, set it for the family, we're on the same page, and we really working on it. The goals is coming along pretty well as we do it as a team.
Right. Amen. Amen. Now, Byron, before we get the final step on goal setting, we broke it down even more defined. When you set a goal and you create a plan, there were different areas of planning stages. Describe those planning stages. What were they?
Okay, the first, I'm freestyle. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I kind of forgot, but it's basically you have to have that understanding. You have to have you have to set one big goal. Obviously, that's for us to be together, have a family, grow together, and for it to be successful.
So that was called a long-term goal. Okay.
We had, and basically to get there, you have to have short-term goals.
You got it?
You have to. So you have to be able to set short-term goals. It's like they say, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and you can't expect to wake up one day and everything to be perfect and everything to run smoothly. So you have to be able to set. It was easier for us to set goals daily. We started off daily goals. We're not gonna argue today. We're not gonna, we're gonna try to avoid this today. We're gonna make today a good day. And then more and more we made, goals for the week. Okay, we're gonna save up this money so we be able to do this. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna, basically just make it an easier process, because jumping into it, it's not gonna be just, you be able to change or you be able to fix everything at once. You have to set small goals to get to that bigger goal.
Amen. Thank you. Now the final step, CHANGE. Define the E, and then Byron, I want you to summarize everything that you went through and was it beneficial, and to encourage others to get engaged. The E on you.
E is for every day is a new day.
And why is that important?
That's very important. That also goes back to dumpster diving. Never dumpster dive. Once you wake up, it's a new day. Leave the past in the past. Live in the now.
Amen. Amen. Now, Byron, because your journey makes me proud. In your own words, 60 seconds or less, summarize the change process and invite someone else to join along.
Well, I'm looking into the crowd. I see a lot of guys my age, man, and I know how it is. I know, trust me, I know. I've been there and back. I've caught cases that I wasn't a part of. It's been problems where I felt like everything that I do, it's always gonna be screwed up. I'm always gonna get the bad end of the stick every time, and that played a part in the relationship to where I felt like at the end of the day, no matter what I do, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be, it just wasn't gonna be enough, and there's always been an issue with me. So, what I'm telling y'all is, man, don't let what happened before or what happened right now be the defining moment of what you do in the future, man. Just forget everything that you've been through, all the hurt, all the problems, all the pain, everything, man. Because I know all men want to be hard. Everybody wants to be, I'm tough, I can do it, I have no problems, I don't got to worry about nothing. But at the end of the day, we all human, man. We all men, and we want the best for whoever we have around us in our circle. And it took a very long time. I'm still fighting with it now, But at the end of the day, and you have to make that decision to just take that breath and let it go, and look for the future. Look for that change. Try to change that path that everybody set for you, and make a better one for yourself.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big announcement.
Big announcement. June 6, 2018, we will be getting married. June 8th, I'm sorry, June 8th, I'm sorry.
You excited, don't worry about it, you excited. Come on, give God a round of praise for the change. Give God a round of praise for the change. I'm honored to be your pastor. I'm honored to be your pastor. Thank you for allowing me to experience this journey with you and looking forward to June 8th, 2017. We're going to celebrate. You may